Hello friends, yesterday a new notification was issued, notification number 40 dated 29th December 2021. So there is a good news in that and there is a bad news. The good news is the GSTR 9 and 9C for the financial year 2020-21 has been extended from 31st December 2021 to 28th February 2022. So that is a good news. You have got another 2 months time to file your GSTR 9 and 9C. The bad news being Rule 36.4 of CGST Rules 2017 has been amended. This Rule 36.4 was inserted in on 9th of October 2019, where they restricted the ITC. They restricted the ITC that you can claim, which was not appearing in your GSTR 2A 2B. So you could have claimed, when it was introduced, you could have claimed 20% of the eligible ITC appearing in 2A 2B, additionally over and above what is available in 2A 2B for the invoices which was not appearing. So this got reduced to 10% from 1/1/2020 and further got reduced to 5% from 1/1/2021. Now from 1/1/2022 they have removed this additional condition, additional availability of ITC. So now you can claim ITC only to the extent of what is appearing in GSTR 2A and 2B and nothing more than that. This 36.4 itself was challenged, and the legality of 36.4 is actually being challenged in the court, and the case is lying, though there has been favorable judgments. As in my previous video we had discussed, section 16 subsection 2 was amended to include one more condition where you can claim ITC based on 5 conditions, and the new condition was the supplier has to file his GSTR 1 and it has to appear in the recipient's 2A 2B, then only you can claim ITC. So this condition being implemented from 1/1/2022. Now the question is, how far a recipient can control which is beyond his. It is impossible to actually control a supplier and to ensure he is making the payment. So your ITC eligibility depends on whether the supplier files his returns and he gives you a credit and he pays taxes. So if you see GST when it was implemented in 1/7/2017, there was a provision of filing 3 returns. Basically 1 return and 2 information. One is on outward supply, one is on inward supply. GSTR 1 was for outward supply, GSTR 2 was for inward supplies, and GSTR 3 was your return. So this was the 3 forms which had to be filed for the whole process of GST to work. But GSTR 1 got introduced, but GSTR 2 and 3 never saw its implementation in last 4 years, 5 years. Now, what was this forms for? This form was to ensure, suppose your supplier doesn't file his returns. You have purchased some goods and services from him, but he has not given you the credit. So you had an option to add that invoice in GSTR 1A. So that information goes to the supplier and he approves that invoice. So there was an option for the recipient online in the GST system itself, where he could intimate the supplier, I have purchased the items from you, but you have not given the credit to me, so please add this invoice. So this was the system which was originally envisaged in the law, but it never was implemented. And today the situation is the recipient is at the mercy of the supplier. So if the supplier gives credit, he can take it. Otherwise there is no other option in the GST system or a GST law for the recipient to claim that credit. Now he has made the payment, he has even made the GST payment to the supplier without the mistake of the recipient. You are penalizing the recipient for the error or the mistake done by the supplier. So how far this is good for the GST? I think government has to intervene in this and ensure there is some system brought in where a recipient can communicate through some forms to the supplier, and government or the department knows that there is an invoice which was raised which was not uploaded by the supplier, so that transparency is maintained and the whole burden of the ITC or the GST payment is not put on the recipient. This provision, I think, is very, very stringent, and the businessman, rather than doing his business, has to run around the suppliers and ensure that they are filing his returns. I think that was not the aim or the motto of GST. So I think this has to be corrected. I hope the higher authorities will look into it and ensure a proper system is into place. Thank you.